Welcome to Rick's Corner. Today, I have a nice young lady who's into fitness, figure, and bikini competition, right?
Yes.
Noella Downs, who's been a friend of mine for some time at the gym, and we've seen each other over the years, and we've always talked, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person. We sat down and had a talk, and I said, look, I need somebody to come on with me to talk about the female version of what we do, because it's always the guys. How do you get big? How do you get big biceps? How do you get ripped abs? How do you do all this stuff? Let's talk about women.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and also I do a tip of the week. And I want Noella to do the tip of the week with me, because we're going to go into the gym and we'll do things for women that they can do. Maybe little quick tips on how to get into shape. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I think we should have a little chick corner on Rick's Corner.
Can I be a chick?
You can be one of the
And look, I'm wearing the Golden Era bodybuilding shirt.
I think you do well as one of them.
That's the new shirt.
I actually really like that. And,
I do too.
I'm coveting that.
That's me right there. Okay, back then. All right. Let's talk about you for a minute. When did you start training? How many years ago?
You mean it's seriously training?
No, when did you start training?
Oh, when I was 17.
And what prompted you to want to train?
My little brother. He was really small for his age, and he started reading about Arnold Schwarzenegger and people like that, and he just became obsessed. And he said, "You have a great frame. You got to start training." And so I was just trained with him, and I started going to the gym.
And did you know at the time how to train, or you just kind of follow him around?
I actually, my brother was obsessed, so I mean, we really learned how to do it, the hardcore, the '80s way.
Yeah.
But I did know how to train. I was a track athlete. And I was also on the girls' basketball team. I was also a cheerleader, so I understood the discipline behind training.
And it is a lot of discipline. When you were training then compared to now, has it changed a lot for you?
Tremendously.
In which way?
My motivation.
Oh, really?
I used to do it, it was one of the things you do to excel in school. It was something I needed to have on my college resumes and so forth. I actually really didn't like sports. But when I got a little older, I started to really understand the benefits emotionally, psychologically and physically of training, and I loved seeing the results, so I got very excited about that, and I decided to enter a competition.
And how'd you do?
I won overall.
Oh, how nice that is. The motivation comes from within.
Yes.
And your motivation really is what you see in the mirror, isn't it? The results?
The results of that, exactly.
Because, people say you don't measure a man by his money, you measure by his successes. And you measure yourself by how you feel and how you look. Now, if you work out in the gym, your rewards aren't going to be monetary, but your rewards are on your body and what you carry around with you.
Absolutely, and I don't know how to express how much that changes your point of view as a woman in terms of your strength, because we're not taught to really demonstrate our strength, and you really become stronger as an individual. It helps you in your daily activities in terms of completing things, not getting injured. My overall health completely increased. I felt better. I had a whole new group of friends, whole new group of interests, and it was very, very rewarding to be in these competitive environments and have these women around me be really kind and nice, and even though they were competing, be very helpful with each other and exchanging information and so forth.
There's not a lot of egos involved, or there is?
There's absolutely egos involved. Yeah, you can't go up there without an ego, but there is a camaraderie because it's a rarity. And so I think it's starting to catch on, especially figure has become a huge sport. But at the time when I was doing it, it was just becoming more bikini goes into figure. And it's a very athletic looking woman. And I think it takes a little getting used to, but it's really attractive in the sense that you carry yourself well and you feel powerful. And that comes across in your personality as well as with other women that do the same sort of thing.
Yeah. That
you just immediately bond, whether or not you feel competitive with that person or whether or not you just want to help that person start up.
Well, that's very true, because you can go anywhere in the world, just like I did with wrestling and bodybuilding, walk into a gym and instantly you have a friend.
Absolutely.
There's always somebody there you can bond with.
Absolutely.
You have that in common, and
well, that's how I met you. I mean, that's how we started talking.
Well, I was one of the chicks. That's why.
I don't know about you if you could ever be one of the chicks.
I had such nice hair back then.
That's true.
I was
Lovely
so feminine.
blonde locks. Yeah.
How's your diet?
My dad's great. That was the hardest part.
Yeah.
And everyone tells you it's gonna, that's 80-90% of it. But when you start eating clean, it's very hard to understand the dynamics of cheating and how that will really affect you, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just learning the habit of looking at food as a fuel instead of as a luxury and as a reward system. And then also starting to think of it as a reward system in that if you eat well, you feel good. and you're more energetic, and you're sleeping better, and your health is better, and you feel good about the fact you can remain disciplined.
Absolutely.
You know, also for me in restaurants, I'm crazy. I would spend 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you know, trying to figure out what to eat. And now I know. I order off menu.
Oh, wait, I have a question.
You know? Oh, no.
What is it with women? They go into a restaurant and they have to look the menu all the way over, up and down, every side, and they just don't know what they want. I go into a restaurant, I know exactly what I want before I even walk in the door.
Are you in that way with any restaurant you go into?
Yeah.
Do you know what every restaurant that you go to carries because
I
you
do.
always go to those restaurants?
That's right.
That's what it is.
Or
right?
I look it up online first. And I look at the menu and see if there's anything there I can eat.
See, so you're spending the same amount of time, but you're doing it elsewhere.
My eye goes right to it. High protein, low carb. High protein, low carb.
But that's your discipline because you've been an athlete for so long. And now that I've been in that place, that's what I do now.
Yeah, it's easier.
It's not women per se anymore.
Well,
but
it usually is the ones I'm with. They want to look for 20 minutes, and I'm all ready to order.
You know what? It's also the luxury of being out and trying to enjoy being out.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I do know what I want when I go somewhere. Every restaurant has something on the menu that I know I like.
Exactly, and that you know will work with your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about cheat days? Do you have cheat days?
I don't have cheat days.
I don't mean in your relationship. I mean on your food.
Well, with I was going to say with both. I mean, come on, variety, you know. No, I have cheat days. Not cheat days, cheat moments.
Okay.
You know, if there's something I'm really craving, I just have a little bit of it, and I'm very big on portion control. But I don't really like having a whole cheat day.
Cool. Hold that thought for 1 minute.
Absolutely.
We're going to break for about a minute. Be right back. Okay, that was a short minute, but that'll work fine.
Okay.
Am
I looking at you too much?
No.
Okay.
But it's hard not to look at me.
It is hard.
It's very hard.
I mean, what am I?
If I had a
what
mirror,
can I say? You're easy on the eyes. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
I'd be looking at myself the whole time. Cheat days. Years ago, we had cheat days on Sundays. I was training with Arnold and Frank and those guys, and Sundays would be like cheesecake, spaghetti, oh God, you name it, pizza, ice cream, cookies, all day long. And it was so obnoxious. By the end of the day, you're just so bloated you can't even walk around.
Exactly. It's not fun anymore.
No, it's not fun. You get sick. So the next 3 days, you're holding all this water. Now, every once in a while, I mean, I eat really right, but the other night I made some peanut butter cookies for my daughter and my son.
Oh, man.
And I had 2 or 3 of them, and it was very satisfying, but I got up the next day and I was leaner.
Yeah, because you're switching it up.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You switch it up, and it works.
Yeah. As long as you're switching it up and it doesn't become like something you do a little bit of every night. Right?
I don't.
Okay.
But I'd like to.
Okay.
I've always texted my son, bring home dessert, bring home dessert. He always laughs at me. What do you mean? I said, not anyway. So, but I'm big on peanut butter. I like peanut butter a lot. I just get, the chicken and the asparagus and the chicken and the broccoli gets really old. Mm-hmm. And you can't do it for long periods of time. You have to mix it up because your body doesn't respond anymore. It's the same thing over and over. And so I throw a steak in, I throw in a baked potato, a salad, and then maybe a piece of coffee cake once in a while. It doesn't hurt. It satisfies my sweet tooth, and I'm not really that big on sweets, but it does the job. Sourdough toasted peanut butter I like every once in a while, and it's not that terrible. But I started doing more cardio, and I do like 10 minutes every day, and I knock down every day because it's killing my knee. And people are saying cardio, burns fat, burns fat. I don't know that it does. I think it burns muscle.
I think it burns muscle if you treat it as cardio. What you want to stay is in fat burning mode. So you want to stay where you're doing, I would call it moderate intensity exercise for a relatively short period of time, not really more than 30 minutes.
Right.
So that you are keeping your body's metabolism burning, and you're not really burning into your actual, you're not trying to maintain some kind of endurance test like a runner would.
Right.
You're just trying to make sure that your metabolism stays in order. And so to me, I feel cardio is an extremely important thing, especially for women.
Okay.
And because we do have more fat just naturally. And as long as you're not killing yourself and trying to run at the fastest pace ever and climbing every hill and you're just sort of maintaining, and you do it, again, for shorter periods of time, I feel like it allows your body to keep burning. It allows for the cheat days. And I also think it's really good for you just mentally. I mean, the dopamine levels go up and so forth.
I think
a little
that's
boring sometimes, but you can make it interesting with your iPod. You can make it interesting with a friend.
That's true.
Etc.
We're going to stop here for part 1, but we're also going to go to part 2 because she's so interesting. I want to just keep on going.